I'm also part of the upcoming musical, So Ugay ng Duyan, which is of course one of the things that we're raising the funds for today.
We've been working towards the social and cultural development of our youth, our Filipino youth in Hong Kong. This year we're going to go unplugged for one night, dedicating our acoustic performances to the projects of Section 1 and for Teatro Filipino for their upcoming play Sa Ugay ng Duyan,
in which he is cast as the main lead. Let's welcome Jacinto.
It's the last song by Bob Dylan / Adele. The storms are raging on the road and seas, and on the highway of regret. I'm taking a trip down to memory lane with my baby and me in Discovery Bay. I'm blowing you up to cigarette smoke, and you will be nothing but blues and folk.
In that context, we became really interested in how young people here, particularly Filipino youth, manage their finances, or they are in their first year of university here in Hong Kong. And we also have a large chunk of participants who are working. I'm curious about the Filipino youth here. I think they spend quite a lot on their clothes and like that. And of course, phone bills, school projects.
Teatro Filipino was born, and we're going to have our upcoming production that's gonna be in July 3. We call it Ugoy ng Duyan. What does that mean? It's the sway of the cradle. So we're going to look back at our Filipino family and the values that we can get there, our Filipino tradition.
The collaborators of Section 1, since we were established in 2013, we work with a lot of Filipino community groups, because I always believe that to go far in your journey in life, you first have to find out, you have to know more about yourself. And when you know more about yourself, you will know your place in this world. And yet, because we live in an international city like Hong Kong, and so we thought of having something for our Filipino youths, because we're wondering, they're always absent in the mainstream discussions. When we have news about ethnic minority communities, we do not see our Filipino youths in Hong Kong. So we started this group, and of course it's for them to know their other side. We don't want to overlap with the Hong Kong education system that offers a cultural and historical lessons based in Hong Kong. So what we're trying to...
Okay? Because if you don't start singing properly by now, by the time you get on stage, you'll get used to singing this way. Okay? Oh, sige, everyone stand up.
Sa Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao.
When I do this, you can like prolong it when it stops, okay? Let's try it.
Sa mga ikuti ay wala, ang gubat at ilog, may handang biyaya. Yung unang panahon, ang harap ng ulan, inasasaliwan, dahon naninilaw. Sa hapis ng iba'y daang makisalong.
You're supposed to deliver a message to the people. If you don't understand what the song is about.
It's okay if you don't.
It's okay. It's okay.
I don't understand some parts. Some parts.
Okay. You understand.
I
Your hands down.
Everything was actually very nice. Then suddenly, as everything develops, everything is slowly being destroyed.
Yes. So, the first part, remember before, Ate Cathe says, in the first part when you're saying, noong unang panahon, you have to smile because it's a really good story, everything is beautiful, the rain is making everything blossom, flourish, and then suddenly, now everybody, the rain, the weather is angry at us because of all the things that we're doing to the earth. So, you have to be sad at the second part. Okay?
Hello! Okay, everyone, without music, let's just try one time. Noong unang panahon. Okay? I will tell you when to be sad and when to be happy. Now this time is the happy part. Happy part na, I think Gagana pang tuwa, it's everywhere, it's happiness is everywhere. Okay? Everywhere. Happiness. Lagana pang tuwa, can you say, noong unang panahon, ang langit at lupa, magkarating halos, laganap ang tuwa. Can you smile with that? Laganap ang tuwa? Smile. This is where people will see our culture. Okay? It's gonna be epic if you do your best on stage. Yeah? It has never happened before that Filipino youth will perform like this on stage.
Hi, I'm Aaron. I'm 17, and I was born and raised in Hong Kong for all my life.
Hi, I'm Kisha, and I am 9 years old, and I was born in Hong Kong.
Hi, I'm Cherie. I'm 14 years old. I was born and raised in Hong Kong.
My name is Melchizedek Josh. I am 9 years old.
Hi, my name is Ysabelle, and I'm 14 years old. I was born and raised in Hong Kong, and I live with my parents and my 4 younger siblings. I love singing, and I'm an active member of our athletics team for 7 years in my school. Also, I am a member of our student council for nearly 2 years now.
I learned about Philippine culture through TV dramas, especially at night when they play those love dramas with Kim Chiu and who's the new hot guy or whatever, which my mom watches every day. Moreover, we also watch the Bandila news every night, so we can see what's happening in the Philippines and what's going on there.
Every year, I go back to the Philippines with my family to catch up with our friends there and visit our relatives and see how they're doing.
I also know that there are such foods like halo-halo, adobo, the party foods, like basic food, like also pancit canton. I love pancit. I really love pancit. That's true, like one of my favorites.
Since I was very young, my parents taught me that Filipinos are helpful, they're grateful, and they're not afraid to share their talents with people around them. And apart from that, they've taught me the politeness of Filipinos. For example, they taught me that Filipinos will say po or opo to people older than themselves and people who are in a higher position of them. And they've also taught me to pagmano to our elders as a sign of respect.
I come from Iloilo, I speak Ilonggo, but I don't know how to speak Tagalog, Filipino languages, and I'm trying to master English at Hong Kong, and even I always fail at Chinese, so I'm mastering it. And in Chinese, sometimes I have problems in writing, like writing sentences, but I learn Chinese easily is because the teacher always give us tips, hints, or whatever. And every day, if we did a mistake that in our speaking, then she will tell us, just say it again, and she will correct it.
Many years, I still am not really that familiar with the Chinese language, so it's hard for myself, and also it's also prevalent in my family. So even though we lived here for like over 20 years, there isn't that much progress in us communicating with the shopkeepers or our landowner. We need to call our Chinese friends to help us translate what they're saying. So the language barrier here is quite wide for us, in my opinion. That's what I've seen. Another challenge is that the pressure from DSEs and public exams in Hong Kong is quite fierce compared to other countries. Even though, like for example in UK, a 70 to 75 is like an A grade for their public exams. But then for Hong Kong, you need to get top 5% to be the top of all of Hong Kong, which is quite hard to achieve. So the pressure for DSE for Filipinos here is also quite hard as well.
I went to a locals kindergarten and we only had to speak Chinese and there was very minimal English. So it was very hard for me because I had to like abandon trying to learn Tagalog, which is kind of an embarrassing thing. Considering I am Filipino, it's actually a bad thing. So I would try to fit in just by talking in Chinese, and then eventually I got used to it. And then came primary, and I would always talk in Chinese as well, and English, without leaving English as my main language. And then when I went to secondary, I went to a school which had a lot of people from different countries, such as, I'm not sure how I should explain this, but there was a lot of multiculturalism involved and diversity. Well, as a Filipino, I guess in my classes, I do get a lot of high grades.
My family also plays instruments as well. Like my grandfather plays the trumpet, my grandma plays the piano, my dad plays the guitar, I play the ukulele, and my sister plays the flute. So I think Filipinos are very excellent at using instruments.
A lot of responsibilities put to me. And in my school, sometimes it was like, oh, she's Filipino, she might be really responsible, and that, because, I don't know, I think it's just what people view Filipinos as responsible.
What makes me proud to be a Filipino is that we Filipinos are faithful, no matter what our religion or our beliefs are. Being faithful keeps us kind, keeps us peaceful and determined to achieve our goals, even if they may seem impossible.
I really don't know if I can be a hope for the country, but I really would love to learn more. But here it's just so hard to gain knowledge because my parents, they do know about Philippine cultures and they tell me just minimal because they're usually busy at work, or I'm even more busy than them actually because I have a lot of trainings to go to.
I saw the news recently, there's this family that has 10 children and then the father isn't able to give them an education because they don't have enough money. So then I believe that maybe when I grow up to become an English teacher, I can give English lessons for them when I grow up for free.
Passing on my knowledge and learning skills to the children in the province, especially those who are from poor families. My mom actually suggested me to do that when we went back to the Philippines in our summer vacation last year. So I think that improving their literacy can not only benefit their future, but also our country's future. So can I be a hope to the Philippines? Well, I'm not so sure about that because I want to continue my studies here in Hong Kong, and I want to pursue a job here to support my family. But I sure would love to try to be a hope to our country. I just have to find out a way how to do that. So that's it for my sharing. Thank you.